Hey, Max Potential Habits family and NFA tribe. I'm so psyched that you're back this week for another episode. We're talking about a super important topic this week, the procrastination problem and what you can do about it. This one came up from a real life experience I had watching my son this week, and I'll break it down for you in a few minutes. If it's your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientes. I'm the host of Max Potential Habits, the founder of NFA Coaching, and all kinds of awesome resources for you on nfacoaching.com. And I love to bring you tips and tools to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in life and business. And this week is one of the biggest ones that entrepreneurs face. I've never seen a person yet that doesn't at times procrastinate. And I want you to understand why this is happening to you so that then you can get unstuck from the problem of procrastination. If you don't understand why something is going on, it makes it a lot more frustrating because we always need to diagnose before we can prescribe. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that procrastination is a competing commitment. Because when you say you want something, but you're not taking action on getting it, that's procrastination, right? You're saying, I really want to build my business. I really want to get to the next level. I really want more clients. I really, we can go on and on and on about the list of goals that we want to create, but then we notice ourselves not taking action in that direction. You might notice yourself getting on Facebook for hours, and your intention was to create a post for your business to start to help you expand your expert platform, and you find yourself 2 hours later perusing all of your friends' social media content and forgetting why you got on in the first place. This is procrastination. What came up for my son this week was really interesting. He lives with his dad full-time, but we talk all the time about what's going on with him, and it was so fascinating because he's really struggling in school with Zoom-based learning. He's just not enjoying it at all. He was getting really good grades, and now all of a sudden he's like failing his classes, and he's a super smart kid. He's super tapped in. He does really well when he's intellectually challenged and hanging out in a social setting. So he's done well in school when he's not bored. And the interesting thing about procrastination is that what happens in your brain is that your brain consciously sees more drawbacks than benefits to taking action. So in his mind, he's going, I don't really want to get on Zoom class. I see way more drawbacks than benefits to doing what I need to do online at school. So he doesn't take action. And then assignments don't get turned in. I know that you can all resonate with this because we do this all the time. It's like when we go to sit down in our business and we say that we really want to we want to write a book, let's say, and then the words never come. We don't create a book outline, and we just think somehow it's magically going to happen. That's not how it works. And the reason for procrastination is that you're either in fear and self-doubt, you're in lack of a clear plan, or your tasks are not aligned with your highest values. This was really obvious when my son got an online driver's ed course this week. And within a couple of days, he did half of the 35-hour course. Okay, so it wasn't that, it's like so obvious to see that he didn't have the alignment in his value system with online learning. He doesn't want to learn math online by himself, but he wants to learn how to take his driver's ed class because he cares about it, right? So that means that it's out of alignment with his value system. So what do we do when we get stuck in this situation? Because it causes us to procrastinate and then we don't get the results we want. Of course, in a kid's situation, it's different because a lot of kids don't really want to go to school, which is why we have issues with ADD and ADHD and all kinds of other problems that come up because we're trying to fit a whole bunch of kids into a box that doesn't really work. And, you can see this across the board with kids who will say like, oh, I have ADHD and I can't, or their parents will say this, and they can't focus at school. They just have a problem with focus, but then they'll sit in front of the computer and play 12 hours of video games straight. Obviously, they don't have an attention problem. They have a values problem where they don't want to be at school because they don't understand why they're there, because they don't link it to their future of success. Kid brains don't do that. But the interesting thing is that adults do this all the time. We see it show up in our daily lives consistently when we're procrastinating. It's because in your brain, again, you have more drawbacks stacked than benefits, so you don't take action. So again, let's talk about why procrastination happens. Fear and self-doubt, a lack of a clear plan, or you don't see it being aligned with your highest values. So I want to give you some action steps to help you shift out if these are your issues in procrastination. So let's say you're struggling with fear and doubt. And I could say that this could be an underlying cause in most of these cases. A lot of people don't want to take action in their business because there's some underlying unconscious belief, the competing commitments, that are keeping them stuck. Maybe they have a fear of success. There's a lot of polls that show that most people actually have a fear of success. And what that means is that they're afraid that when they succeed, their friends won't like them anymore. Their life will change. Their identity will change. They'll have too much responsibility and they don't know if they want to handle that. So there's a lot of interesting fears that we carry, and fear is an overriding force if we let it be. I want you to remember my acronym for fear is future expectations of awful results. Future expectations of awful results. It's a future-based projection. It's something that hasn't happened yet, and it's made up in your mind. So in this way, it's a limiting belief that keeps you really stuck from getting where you want to go. What I want you to do in this case as an action step is you've got to get mindful of what you're scared of. If you're just letting it run the show in the back of your mind and keep you procrastinating, you're going to stay forever stuck. You're not going to build your business or create the life you want as fast as you want. So you've got to ask yourself, this is a really powerful question. I want you to write it down if you can. What must I believe to be true to keep running this worry-based story or this fear-based story? Worry and fear are very similar, and it's like praying for trouble to come your way, and you're projecting in the movie screen of your mind a future that hasn't happened in a negative way. So of course you don't want to take action, because if you've got this underlying fear and you take action and you have the results, but you're afraid of what the results are, you're not going to take action. Your unconscious is going to keep you blocked. So you've got to bring to your conscious awareness, what is it I'm actually afraid of? So ask yourself, what must I believe to be true to keep running this worry-based story? It's your job to get clear. No one's going to rescue you. You've got to do this yourself. If you're a kid, different story, right? Like, we can help our kids succeed by understanding these principles. But for you as an adult, if you're procrastinating in your life and business and you really want to shift, you got to start digging in and getting mindful of what's holding you back. Number 2, the lack of a clear plan. If you're stuck here, sometimes we don't take action because we're not really sure what to do. And we go, oh crap, if I had a clear plan, then I would know what to do, but then we don't take the time to create the clear plan. So I want you, if this is one where you feel like, okay, it's not really fear, which I would say for most people, fear is underwriting in many areas almost at all points in time in different ways. And, levels of awareness are going to shift how worried you are and how much you let it run your life. But there's often blocked or hidden avoidance strategies that we use to pretend that we're not afraid. So procrastination is very much one of those. But if you create a clear plan, it's going to eliminate the fear and it's going to get you into action. So what I want you to do, if you feel like, okay, I actually really want to take action in a direction, but I'm procrastinating, sit down today and take 15 minutes to reverse engineer a plan. And we could go very in depth here, but that's enough for me to say right now. Just at least start writing down a plan of action and see what happens, and just take one small step on that plan of action. If it's to write a book, write down the outline of the 12 chapters that you want to write. See what happens. And then start writing. Okay, today I'm going to write the preface. And then see what happens. And watch yourself start to get into more inspired action every day because you have a clear plan. I love Google Docs and Google spreadsheets. Like, I am a plan master. Inner Boss Bootcamp would help you with that too, because there's a whole module to take action and get out of procrastination. Number 3, if it's not aligned with your values, I want you to get to the why of what you're doing. So remember why you're doing what you're doing. And if it's something that you go, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore, I want you to remember these are the 3 ways to get back into alignment. Know your why. Well, you got to know your why, but the 3 ways to get back in alignment in alignment with your why is to either drop, automate, or delegate. Remember this, drop, automate, or delegate. So if it's out of alignment with your why, but it's something that you need to do to build your business, you can either decide, okay, it isn't something I need to do to build my business, I'm just doing it, it's kind of nonsense, drop it. If it is something you need to do, but you can automate it by creating a system, do that. Or you could delegate it to someone who really shines in that zone of genius area and wants to do that aspect of your business. Okay. Those are my tips for today. I know that was a massive download. I hope you have an incredible week where you stop procrastinating, learn and uncover what's holding you back. I want you to really shift into inspired action by doing what I've said in these action steps. Get mindful of your fear and your doubt. Create a clear plan and get aligned with your values, which your values is your zone of genius, right? Get really aligned with what you love to do. The things that you wake up in the morning and you go, yes, I'm on fire, I'm alive, this is what I was born to do. You want to be doing more of that every day until you get to 100% of doing that through dropping, automating, or delegating. If all of this is resonating with you, don't forget the deadline's going to be coming up very soon for the how to set manifestation-based goals in 2021. We will definitely be talking about procrastination and fear because those are things that are going to block you from manifesting what you want. We're going to be talking about inspired action. We're going to be helping you with lifetime goals, universal laws, the law of attraction that helps you attract what you want with more ease and joy. There's only 30 spots, and if you get in by November 27th, which is Black Friday, that end of that day, you get a discount. So don't forget to check it out, www.nfamanifestationworkshop.com. I really want you there. If you want to play huge in 2021, this is your path. Okay, have a max potential week where you thrive and feel alive and get inspired to take productive action because you're not in procrastination, worry, fear, doubt, and all the things that are holding you back. I want you to scale your business to the level that you dream of scaling it to so that you can set yourself up with the foundation of wild success, whatever that means to you. NFA high five, sending you hugs. Mwah!